Hey everyone, my name is Mitch. I'm a short filmmaker, mainly post my videos on Instagram. I've been wanting to get into YouTube as well for a while now, and I figured a good way to do that would be to show some behind the scenes of my latest Instagram video called Bad Dreams. Let's get right into it. So the first clip we're going to be taking a look at is the clip of me here falling to the ground. It's a very short clip, only about a half a second long, but I was pretty happy with how it turned out, so I wanted to show you guys how I did that. The first shot I got was in my backyard. I set up the blue screen on the ground, put the tripod over me, looking down on me, and I laid on the ground and acted like I was falling, reaching out towards the camera. It was also very bright that day, so I could barely see anything. The second shot I got was in the canyon behind my house. I basically put my camera on a monopod with the camera looking down. I held the monopod up and I'd let it drop to the ground, so the camera had the effect of dropping and falling towards the ground. And I did that a couple different times just to make sure I got a good shot. Once I had those two shots, I brought those clips into Premiere. I started with the clip of myself on the ground. I basically just trimmed the clip to the start end point of where I wanted. I thought that looked good there. Once I had that, I used the Ultra Key effect to key out the blue screen behind me. I then tweaked and adjusted the settings just to make it look as good as possible. There was a little bit of shadow still behind me, but the clip went so quick that I really felt like it didn't matter either way. I then brought in my second shot and did the same thing of trimming it to the point that I wanted. I found the shot that I thought looked the best, and I threw that behind the clip of myself. And when we watch that there, it looks pretty rough. So I had to do a couple more things to really make it look good and sell the shot. I went in again and adjusted the settings on the Ultra Key on myself. I adjusted the speed of the second clip so that the falling of the camera matched the motions I was doing. I used Lumetri on both the background and myself to make the color and lighting match as much as possible. And then lastly, I added in some keyframes on the scale of the shot of myself. I started with myself a little closer and ended up scaling myself back so it looked like I was falling away from the camera a bit. After that, all I did was grade the clip with a yellow tint because I thought it fit the scene well, and this is the final product. You can see in the slow motion that the key around my fingers isn't perfect, but the clip goes so quick that you really don't notice it. The second clip I wanted to take a look at is this clip here of the stool in the foreground and the shadow of the legs hanging in the background. I wanted to show you guys this one because the shadow of my legs isn't real, and I wanted to show how I went about creating a fake shadow. First, I used the blue screen again and I hung in front of it on my pull-up bar, turned my legs back and forth side to side, kind of in the motion that I wanted the shadow to look. I also filmed that at 60 frames per second so that I could slow it down if I needed to and have it look as smooth as possible. My second shot was here in my garage. It was the stool up against the garage door. I had my main light source coming from the top right and a secondary light source coming from the bottom left. I brought those two clips into Premiere, and again I used the Ultra Key to key out the blue screen on my legs. I masked out the rest of the scene, and then once I had just my legs, I put that over the clip of the stool in the garage. I added the basic 3D effect to the clip on my legs. I did have to nest the clip first though, so that it didn't interfere with the mask around my legs. I wanted to add the basic 3D effect so that it really matched, the clip really matched the angle that a shadow would be on the garage door. Once I had the clip of my legs scaled and positioned how I wanted, I just opened Lumetri and I basically made my legs look as shadowy as possible. So I brought down the exposure, brought up the contrast, and brought basically everything else as low as it could go. Then I just lowered the opacity on my legs to about 50%. I noticed that there was some shadows around my legs, so I went back into the nest and just kind of cleaned that up a little more. And just to make it look as realistic as possible, I ended up duplicating the clip of my legs and offsetting it slightly and making it slightly smaller. Also lowering the opacity even more, just because I did have two light sources. I wanted to kind of make it look like there was a double shadow slightly. And this is the final product. that's all for me. Thank you guys for watching. Please let me know if you found this video helpful. Please let me know if it was too technical, not technical enough. I appreciate all the feedback I can get. Thank you for watching. Be on the lookout for new videos very soon, and I'll see you guys next time.